Ever wonder how a super complex field like reproductive medicine actually makes progress? I mean, it's not always about a single scientist having a eureka moment. A lot of the time, it happens because dedicated organizations bring the most brilliant minds together. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of those key players, MSERM, the Moroccan Society for Endometriosis and Reproductive Medicine. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll nail down what MSERM's all about. Then we'll meet one of the key figures who brought it to life. After that, we're diving into their awesome education and training programs, checking out their global events and research, and we'll wrap up with the core mission that really drives the whole thing. All right, first things first. Before we get into all the cool stuff they do, we've got to answer the most basic question. What exactly is MSERM? So at its heart, MSERM stands for the Moroccan Society for Endometriosis and Reproductive Medicine. And their main gig? It's creating these platforms, these big global hybrid events that act like a melting pot for all the new ideas and breakthroughs in this incredibly specialized area of medicine. And you might be wondering, who actually shows up to these things? Well, it's a really fascinating mix. You've got your established experts, right? The academics and professors sharing what they know. You've got the next generation of students just soaking it all in. But here's the kicker. You also get industrialists in the room, the people who can actually turn all that amazing research into real-world solutions. It's like the perfect ecosystem for innovation. Any great organization isn't just a mission statement on paper, right? It's built by people with a real vision. So let's zoom in on one of the key individuals who helped make MSERM a reality. And that brings us to Dr. Noureddine Louanjli. Now, this guy is not only a founder, he's also the vice chair of the scientific committee. That means he's right in the driver's seat, shaping the science, the research, and the whole academic direction of the society. And when you look at his journey, wow, it really tells a story. His path is so international. He studied in France, then joins the top reproductive medicine societies in both the US and in Europe. So after spending more than a decade soaking up all this global knowledge, he co-founds MSERM in 2018. He's basically bringing all that world-class experience right back home to Morocco. So you can see how that global perspective really feeds into what MSERM is all about, especially when it comes to education. And we're not just talking about a few conferences here and there. This is about building serious expertise from the ground up. One of the biggest ways they do this is by offering a whole suite of professional diplomas. These are serious, in-depth programs for medical pros who want to become certified experts in very specific parts of reproductive health. It's all about raising the standard of care. And I mean, just look at this list. We're talking super specialized stuff here. This isn't general medicine. We're looking at diplomas that cover everything from the surgical side of endometriosis, a really tough condition affecting the uterus, all the way to clinical embryology, genetics, and even critical care. The big takeaway here is they're building deep, real expertise across the whole field. Okay, so textbooks and diplomas are one thing, but we all know that's only half the story, right? MSERM totally gets that. They also put a huge emphasis on practical, hands-on learning with advanced workshops that tackle the real challenges doctors are facing right now. And these workshops are not messing around. They dive straight into the deep end, the really cutting-edge topics, things like the revolution in endometriosis or severe oligozoospermia, which is a condition tied to low sperm count, that shows their focus on the toughest cases. It's all about getting that new knowledge into the clinic where it can actually help patients. Okay, so we've got education down, but how does that connect to the bigger picture? Well, beyond just training individuals, MSERM is all about connecting the entire global community and actively sparking new research. And the absolute heart of that effort, it's their annual meeting. This is like the big family reunion for everyone in the field. Students, researchers, seasoned doctors, all gathering to share what they've learned, debate new ideas, and build those networks that lead to amazing collaborations. And what's so impressive here is the sheer consistency. Look at this. They're planning these things out years ahead of time, from their hybrid meeting back in 2022 all the way through 2025. This isn't a one-off thing. It's a real, lasting commitment to being a central hub for the community. But that commitment doesn't just end when the conference hall empties out. Nope. A massive part of pushing medicine forward is making sure doctors and researchers have the best info at their fingertips. And MSERM is all over that. They've got this research portal, which is, honestly, a game changer. It gives members access to all the important scientific journals, but maybe even more importantly, it gives them the official clinical guidelines. So it's not just about knowing the cool new stuff, it's about making sure you're using the absolute best, proven methods with patients. And that's what really matters, right? So we've seen the what, the diplomas, the events, the research, but to really get MSRM, you have to understand the why. What's the fire in the belly that keeps all of this going? What's the fundamental belief driving all this hard work?
And this right here, their mission statement, it says it all. I love how they talk about holistic and sustainable development. They're playing the long game here, not looking for quick fixes. But this phrase, to ignite young Turks, that's fantastic. It's an old way of saying you're empowering the next generation of innovators, the young rebels, giving them the tools they need to shake things up and solve tomorrow's problems.
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? We've just peeked inside one society in Morocco that's making these huge global waves. It just makes you wonder, how absolutely critical are these specialized groups working behind the scenes to shaping the future of medicine for every single one of us?